Hey, Evan, welcome to Jacksonville. What was it about the Jaguars that made you want to join the team here?
A big part of my decision was Doug. Him coming in here, obviously playing against him twice a year the last 4 years when he was in Philly, and his resume and pedigree using the tight end position. And some of the talent that he's developed was a big part of my decision, and having Trevor at quarterback, and even the direction they were going in free agency, and I kind of felt that it was starting to head in the right direction. I want to be a part of it.
And since you signed here, have any of the current Jags reached out to you and kind of welcomed you yet? Trevor Lawrence, maybe?
Yeah, Trevor sent me a text last night on my way in, and then just kind of reaching out and expressing his excitement, and vice versa. So I'm pretty sure he'll be around here today or tomorrow or something, and we'll get to meet face to face. But looking forward to working with him.
Hey, Evan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Could you just talk about, you were the only one of the free agents that signed a one-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just go into the reasoning behind that? Was this something that you wanted, or only that was what they wanted? Did you even think strongly about a multi-year deal? What was the whole thinking on that?
I mean, it was definitely a personal decision, and the Jags were able to work out a good deal for me. And there were some things over the past season I just felt like I didn't get to showcase my true abilities and have a great opportunity to do that. So I felt coming here with Doug and Trevor and the direction this franchise is going to take a one-year deal to work hard and make big plays, and hopefully down the line be a long-term thing.
Hey, Evan, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you obviously watched and played against the Eagles, but did you talk to like Zach Ertz or any guys that played for the Eagles about the way Doug uses a tight end before making this decision?
No, I didn't get to. I didn't get to do that, but there was a lot of highlights on YouTube that I tapped into throughout the process, and even all the teams that I had the chance to think about. Even just knowing Doug was here, and watching some of that Philly stuff that he was doing with Zach Ertz, and even when they had Trey Burton and Brent Selleck still there, it was kind of a no-brainer. Just the amount of times the tight ends were being used in the different unique ways. It just popped up even on iPad, even on YouTube. So it was a no-brainer for me, and I'm excited to be here.
If you take Doug out of the equation, is Trevor a big enough draw for players around the league to go, hey, you know what, I'd love to play with a young quarterback that's ascending, hopefully?
I mean, definitely. I mean, look at the impact across the league that these young quarterbacks are having, and with Trevor, he has that talent, he has that ability. I've been a big fan of him through college, and I know he went through a lot last year, and for him to be able to be a leader here and make an impact that he did, that stands out to me. So that was another big decision, playing with a young quarterback, a big quarterback that I could come in and relate to and build a relationship with, and transfer that relationship to success on the field.
Evan, back here. Specifically, how can you help a young quarterback in year two? What do you bring to the table that will change the dynamic for him, and how do you expect to be able to help him?
Yeah, I mean, my goal is to come in here and learn the offense and learn the system and learn the terminology, so we can be on the same page in the communication basis. When we're on the field and we're conversating, we're talking, we're attacking, we're on the same page communication-wise. And my ability, I just want to be used, and I'm going to do everything I can to be used all over the field. Wherever my skill set can be used, wherever is best for the offense in that week or in that situation, I feel like that can be a big help to Trevor, and along with the other talent that's already here. So I know there's a lot of talent that's already here that is going to help him as well. And my biggest thing is to come in and learn as much as possible and grow that relationship to where that trust is there. And in big moments and key situations, I can show up for him and help him develop and make those big plays and help him gain confidence as well.
How you doing? Can you just share how important it was for them? They went aggressive in free agency, obviously, but the receivers group that they brought in, and also the fact that you feel you can play on the outside slot and all those different ways you feel that you're going to be used, and how does that contribute to your talent?
Yes, sir. I can play anywhere on the field, and that's belief in myself. But there also is going to be a level of accountability on myself to learn all that stuff, and to know to line up and not have any questions and play free. And so, like I said, that's going to be huge for everybody to be on the same page and pushing each other to learn and being able to put all the talent we brought in around all over the field, spread defenses out, play our way, and play the way that Doug and Press wants to call the game. That's going to be huge. So, and myself, I mean, the work is going to have to be put in, and I'm going to learn as much as I can and soak up as much knowledge as I can to be able to use any way possible. What
was the biggest selling point Doug Peterson, kind of made this attraction for you to come here?
Just that, the versatility of the offense. We could be in 11 personnel. We can be in 12 personnel with 2 tight ends. We can have three tight ends on the field at once, and the team's going to have to make a decision to play that way, and so and to defend that. And I think just his knowledge of using the tight ends and putting them in positions to be successful and to kind of be that security blanket for the quarterback, but also be an explosive piece. That's how I view myself, and that's the vision he had for myself in his offense.
Hey, Evan, congratulations.
Thank
When you knew you were going to become a free agent, were the Jaguars one of those teams that you kind of had in your mind that you'd be interested in playing for? Or is that something that once you found out they were interested, that's when you kind of started thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind, honestly. I was just kind of going with the flow. I tried to not have any crazy predictions and was just kind of going with the flow. My agents was telling me what the interest was, and when the Jags came up, it was an immediate interest there on my part as well. And I never looked at the past. I never looked at what's going on here before me. I just kind of looked at it with a clear mind and a futuristic view of how I can come in and implement my talents and my leadership qualities and my personality to help build this team.
Is it important to you to kind of be part of that next phase of the Jaguars, putting behind the pass and kind of going into this next, hopefully winning era?
Yeah, I think it's always important to kind of just keep your eyes forward and set goals and work and live by the standards that are set here from the top down. And you can't ever really do that looking in the past. So I think that's going to be a big message going forward here. That's what I feel here, just energy-wise, just being in the building, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Evan, when you got there, Eli Manning was still your quarterback, and when he retired, I think you had 6 different quarterbacks since in New York. So how difficult was that, and is that part of the reason why you want to be here now, knowing that there's a franchise quarterback?
It was an adjustment. This league, a lot of things in this league are difficult. So it's our job to adjust, and it's our job to compete at the highest level, no matter what the standard is. So I played with a lot of good quarterbacks and a lot of good, talented people in that room. And Eli was a big part of my development as a young player. So I always have gratitude towards him, the way he played, the way he carried himself. And honestly, like I said earlier, I mean, his leadership qualities pop out even from afar. And that being from a young player already, and obviously the talent he has and the arm talent and the upside he has. And I know the staff coming in that can help him develop in that department. It was a huge plus for me and a huge attraction of mine coming here.
Hi, Evan. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Do you know Christian Kirk? Have you guys crossed paths? I know you're both in the SEC. Did you guys cross paths at all? And
Yeah.
what do you know about him? And how do you envision him being the #1 receiver for this team?
Yeah, no, he was a headache for us. I mean, when he was at A&M, across the sideline, I mean, he was returning the punts, down the seam, outside, underneath, and he had a lot of success in Arizona too. And we shared the same trainer for a summer a couple years ago, so that's how we kind of met and always kept up with each other. And it was cool when the interest and kind of even that day of free agency kind of came down to the wire. He was already signed, and just being able to know that having that talent next to me and added on to the talent that's already here. It was going to be a cool situation to come into and work with, and even hanging out with him today. He's a real humble guy, and he's hungry to get to work. We're already trying to guess how the offense is going to be and start thinking and daydreaming about how we're going to try to make some plays. So I'm excited to all the guys coming in. I think they did a great job, and I know the draft's coming up, and even guys still that are here now. It's going to be a great group.
Who are your influences at tight end? I mean, who are the guys that you shape your game after or influenced you in any way? Who's the best tight end in your game?
Well, I in Atlanta, growing up in Atlanta, when Tony G came to the Falcons, I mean, he's a little bit bigger than me, but just his reliability and then his playmaking skills, his ball skills, that kind of gave me my tight end dreams, honestly. And then even getting into the league, watched a lot of Jordan Reed. I mean, just the matchups that they were able to put him in, and his versatility as a route runner and being explosive in short spaces, but also being able to get downfield and spread the field. That was a big comparison and a player I always try to mold after. And I mean, now all across the league, I watch everybody. You got George Kittle, you got Travis Kelce, you got Dallas Goedert, you got Mark Andrews. Even Dan Arnold. I mean, we played him a couple of times. Once when we were in Arizona, made some big plays, and I know he started to get going here last year. So even coming in to work with him and learn from him, I'm excited about. So I watch a lot of guys, and so many talent around this league, so much talent at that position. It's really changing. And so whatever I can steal from those guys and put in my game, put in my belt, I'm gonna do it. So there's been a lot of influences on my game. Thank you, guys.
I'll go to pronunciation first. Folorunso Fatukasi. Most people call me Foley. So, yeah. I would definitely like to say that, man, I'm extremely grateful and blessed to be here. It's an extremely great opportunity. You know, obviously I can't thank God enough for just this opportunity to be here and to start anew and take advantage of even more opportunities and grow and sharpen my mind and my spirit with the guys next to me and the men and women around me as well. So obviously it still feels very surreal, but I'm very happy and I'm definitely looking forward to putting more work in. So definitely open up for questions. And
Hey, before the questions start, could you slowly pronounce that last name like you're enunciating each syllable? So,
my last name Fatukasi.
thank you.
Hey, Foley, how about the challenge of this division, and how much does that appeal to you with Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, the two best running backs in the league, in the same division?
Listen, played against both of those guys. They're extremely great players and hard to tackle. And I think that's a great challenge because why would you want to go into a situation where it's easy, So I think it's going to be fun. And from what I'm hearing about the guys that are around here, I haven't met them just yet, but it seems like we're all already up for the challenge.
And as a follow-up, if they talk to you, is Mike Caldwell about the scheme and how they're going to use you specifically to stop the run?
Look, I mean, there's been talks about certain things, but as we get closer to that time, we'll start to really see how we mesh and how we utilize each person, including myself. And first things first, I got to come in, get acclimated with the guys, and understand my playbook, and we can roll from there.
Hey, Foley, just how much of a whirlwind has this been for you, and sort of what drove you to sign with Jacksonville?
Really is just, man, it's, first off, let me just say that it's a blessing. You put in a lot of time and effort and literal blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point, and, I can only thank God for it. But now that I'm here at this point, it's all about what more could I do? You know what I mean? How much more could we inspire each other? How much more could we motivate one another? Yeah.
What sort of drove you to come to Jacksonville?
Oh, really? It just came down to someone believing in me. Someone saw something in me. They saw something about my ability, and they took a chance on me. And I'm always grateful for people that just gives me a chance, because all you need is one person to believe in you, and that's what made me come here.
What's up, Foley? Welcome to Jacksonville, man.
Appreciate it.
Yesterday when we talked to Trent Baalke, he mentioned that he thought you had a lot more third down and pass rush ability than what a lot of people have seen. You're known as that run stopper. Do you think there's more to your game to making those impacts on third down than people really know at this point?
I feel like there's more to everybody's game, you know? Definitely feel like there's more to my game, and I'm definitely excited to work to untap that. And like I said, all it took was for one person and a group of people to believe in me, you know, and that goes a long way when someone believes in you. So I'm definitely willing to work to see how much further I can get to my own style of play, to a better style of play, a smarter style of play. And, yeah.
Congrats. What's it like going to be leaving your brother? I guess you guys are pretty close, and he was at, what, Rutgers, I guess? Was he sad to see you leave?
Little brother, man. Listen, he's ready for it. We both are ready for it. We've sharpened each other's mind, cultivated a certain mentality and a certain attitude in spirit and, you know what I mean, outwardly while working. So he understands the next step for me, and I understand the next step for him. So it's something that, yeah, it's like, damn, man, I miss you, but both of us, we better go get done what we need to get done.
Okay, I go. You're supposed to be a pretty good culture fit. Can where does that come from? You take a lot of pride in that, and what have you learned from the culture here, maybe watching the Jags from afar, or what you kind of bring to the table in that regard?
When I look at this team, I see a lot of fighters, you know, and you can go far with people that fight to the very end. So, and I feel like I fit that perfectly because when you're facing adversity, when you're facing issues, when you're facing problems, and you're able to look it in the eye and you're able to say, all right, yo, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep throwing another punch, it'll take you far. And when you look up, you realize that you actually didn't take as big a step back as you thought, you know, and I think that's important, you know what I mean, especially for me to be a part of this group and for allowing the brotherhood to accept me in this group.
Natural leader?
Shoot, listen, I speak from the heart and I speak what's on my mind, and I just pray that the people that listen to me and hear me can feel my genuineness and that I'm trying to be pure in my heart, and hopefully everyone just follows each other in that way.
Foye, you were a sixth-round pick, and then in your rookie season, I think you played in one game.
Yeah, three plays.
Looking back at that now, I mean, how difficult is that? You know, not a lot of sixth-round picks make it or stick in the league, and then after that rookie season, finding a role to now. I mean, looking back at that first year or so, how difficult was that for you?
It was definitely tough mentally because, you know, obviously as a competitor, no matter what level you're playing at, you have this vision of yourself. But one thing I can't take away is those that have helped me along the way, those that have helped me stay sharp in my mind and helped me cultivate this attitude of persistence and perseverance, you know, especially older guys and guys that were in my class. So, yes, I was able to accomplish a lot, but it wasn't really possible without them. You know what I'm saying? You don't get me without them. So, and I hope that I can continue to bring along that legacy and that same mindset because it helped me tremendously. Obviously, you know, I'm here now. The work doesn't stop, but I can't speak without talking about them.
Foye, you have a last name for a first name. Is there a story behind that name?
I have a last name for a first name. Foye? Culturally, you know, Foley's short for my first name. So my parents, I'm from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. My dad is from a town called Ibokun, in a place called Ijesha. So that's just demographics of my family. But really, Foye is just short for my first name, Folorunso, and that's just all it really is. Folorunso means, in our language, Folorunso means God protects me, and Foye is just short of that.
Thank you. We'll finish with Andrew and then Demetrius, and then we have Christian Kirk ready to roll.
Hey, Foye back here. Welcome to Jacksonville.
Appreciate it.
When you guys played the Jags last year, when they came up to your house, you mentioned that you see a lot of fighters on this team. In watching Trevor play last year, what did you notice from him? What stood out to you?
Unfortunately, I got COVID and I had to miss that game. But what I saw was just that, man, it seemed like both sides were battling. Obviously, both young quarterbacks. It was between Zach and Trey Law. And what I just saw was just how each side was duking it out, So, and at the end of the day, as a competitor, when you look at it, you can respect what you would call a worthy adversary, So, and that's what I took away from that game.
Foley, just obviously you were drafted by the Jets with Todd Bowles there, and Mike Caldwell was also the linebackers coach. I know you only got to spend that 1 year with them, but could you just talk about what you can bring to a defense that's probably going to mold itself to a similar vein of a Todd Bowles defense?
What I know for a fact that I can bring is I can bring mindset, I can bring effort, I can bring inspiration, especially in times when we're down. And I feel like most importantly, I feel like I can fit within the brotherhood, of respect. So I feel like Coach Caldwell, he's been allowed into a great position. I've been allowed into a great position. This team has been allowed into a great position. So I'm pretty excited on what we're looking to accomplish.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. What about your middle name? What does that mean?
My middle name, Ife Enka, it means love is all around. So, yeah, thanks to my parents, mom and dad. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys.
Just wanted to say, thank you to Mr. Khan, Mr. Balky, Coach Peterson, and the Jacksonville Jaguars organization for giving me the opportunity to be here. I'm super excited to get to work, and it just feels great to be, a part of an organization that has shown so much interest in, my potential, my ability to be able to come here and, be a part of this organization. So just want to say that I'm ready to get to work.
Welcome, Christian.
Thank you.
On Twitter, you said that you have always proven doubters wrong. How do you separate those who question the contract and say you're overpaid compared to the organization that obviously thinks you have earned that contract and will fulfill that contract?
Well, I like to validate knowing my ability and what my peers and what my coaches and the people that make those decisions and that believe in me. I like to validate that over any other's opinions. And so for me, that's the most important. I know what I can do. I know the value that I bring, and the coaches in the organization see that. And to me, that's all that matters.
Hey, Christian, welcome to Jacksonville. When you look at a young quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, was that part of the draw to want to come here and join the Jaguars?
100%. I had the pleasure of watching him throughout his college career, and seeing him, win a national championship and just compete at such a high level. And then, I thought he had a really good season last year through all the ups and downs, and just seeing that the potential that he has to be one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL was definitely a part of my decision. And I'm just ready to get to work with him and just help him grow and like I said, help win games here.
And on another note, one of the guys that the Jaguars signed as a corner, Darius Williams, when we asked Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson about him yesterday, they said, well, just look at how he was able to cover Christian Kirk. So what did you think about your matchup with Darius Williams? Are you glad that you're on the same team as him now?
Yeah, 100%. Darius was, very competitive guy, and we definitely have, had some good battles, playing in the NFC West, over the years, and he was a good player, and I'm definitely glad we're on the same team now, and I think he'll bring a lot of playmaking ability and a lot of high level ability to that defense.
How you doing, Christian?
Good.
How big of an impact was Larry Fitzgerald with you in Arizona?
Tons. I talked to him, the day after I signed here, and he was just so happy for me because he has been able to see all the hard work that I've put in, and he's been there every step of the way, just being able to be a mentor and a big brother to me, and just lead the way. And I'm forever grateful for our relationship and our friendship, and being a teammate of his was definitely a dream come true for me.
what I know that the contract, people talk about the contract, but what else was a selling point for you to come here? You went to Arizona, you used to play in the playoffs, and you in a situation here in a rebuild with Doug Peterson. Did he having Doug Peterson here was an impact on your decision?
100%. You know, anytime you get a chance to play for a head coach that, you know, has won a Super Bowl and has been there and knows what it takes, that's definitely enticing. Because like I mentioned, he knows what it takes to get there, and, you know, he's going to put us in the best position and coach us to get to that point, because that's our ultimate goal. We're going to have to work towards that, and, you know, we all know that. But, you know, having him, you know, being our head coach was definitely a big factor. And just, you know, being here, being able to play here last year, and just seeing the amount of potential that's on this roster, and just knowing that, you know, there's a few, you know, key pieces away from, you know, being able to build something special.
Christian, Doug mentioned yesterday that, you know, in his offense, all the receivers are really going to be moved around and play all the spots, and depends on the game plan. How exciting is that for you as a receiver to know you won't be like pigeonholed into just one spot?
You know, it's great, you know, especially for somebody like me. You know, I you know, like to think that I'm very versatile, and I like to hang my hat on that, and being able to stretch the field, you know, make, you know, tough catches, you know, in the middle of the field, and you know, just be able to stretch the field vertically and horizontally. And so to have a coach that's going to be able to put his guys in the best area to make an impact and make those plays is it's a confidence builder. And you know, I'm just really excited to see, you know, what he has planned for us week in and week out.
Thanks. Congrats.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey, Christian, piggybacking on what was said earlier about criticism about you, every NFL player finds sources of motivation where they can, everybody looks at different places. When you see criticism about you being overpaid, and not just on social media, but anonymous league executives saying this, does stuff like that motivate you, or do you just look at it as useless noise and it doesn't matter at all in the overall scheme of things?
I mean, to a T, it motivates me, but that stuff is always going to be there, you know, especially without free agency. You know, I think that's, you know, just kind of the notion within free agency is anybody who gets signed, and, you know, during this period, there's always going to be somebody who's going to say they're overpaid. And so some of it is nonsense, and, you know, you can use it as motivation, but my motivation is just to be the best player that I can be and reach all the goals and aspirations that I want to reach. And that's what, you know, that's why I wake up every day and work to be the best player that I can be. I don't play football to be average. I play football to be one of the best. And, you know, I came here with the same, you know, attitude and mentality. I'm going to work every day to do it while I'm here.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Christian, yeah, you talked a little bit about Larry Fitzgerald, but also talk about the other two guys, DeAndre Hopkins and A.J. Green. What did you learn from all three of those guys, you know, basically playing in their shadow, and what will you take as you step out of their shadow and into a number one role?
Yeah, you know, it's such a special experience being able to play with those guys. Like you mentioned, all three of them are Hall of Famers, you know, in my eyes, and I'm sure everybody else's eyes, from what they've been able to do on the football field. I've learned so much from them, just how to operate as a man, you know, in the world, and how to operate as you know, a father, a son, a brother, as a teammate. And, you know, to those guys, those are some of the best guys that I know. But on the football field, just more importantly, just the confidence that, you know, you're the best guy out there, and that's how all of them operate. When they step on the field, you know, they believe that they're the best, and, you know, that's the confidence I believe that, you know, we need to have, you know, as a team, and especially as a wide receiver group here, is you know, that we're the best, and, you know, we can dictate a lot on the outcome of the game, and, you know, that's the mentality that you know, I hope to bring and hope to instill.
Christian, to follow up on what Mark was saying, the Packers, the Chargers, the Bucks, they all went out and quickly locked up their number one receiver. So what are the traits of a number one receiver you think that they have to have besides confidence? And what of those do you bring to the table on day one?
To me, I think it's pretty simple. I think it's versatility. And I think all those guys that you mentioned, they're versatile. And, you know, they move inside, they move outside, and, you know, they make the big plays when they're counted on. and they impact the game. That's number one. When you think about a number one guys, they have an impact on the game, not just on first and second down, but on third down, on fourth down, in the red zone. When the team needs a play or offense is in a slump, they're able to kind of shift the momentum of the game and get the team back rolling. I feel like the wide receiver position is such a impactful position, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. And so I think those are those traits, and I believe I attained them all. And like I said, I'm just here to keep showing that I have it.
You had played this team last year. Did you have a sense this might be a fit, and what do you like about the direction?
At the time, my mind wasn't, really in that space, but especially as free agency was approaching and being able to take a look at it, I did really enjoy my time here and playing in this stadium and just the atmosphere and environment. And once I started to get a closer look at it and just see the potential of this team, and with Coach Peterson getting hired, it just all made sense for me. And so it was pretty easy for me to have Jacksonville very high on my list, and I'm just so thankful and glad that I ended up here.
Hey, Christian, congratulations. Just we spoke with Evan earlier, and he talked about how you guys trained together. Just what type of player is he, and how excited are you to be in the same offense as him?
Just super excited. He's such a hardworking guy, and like you said, we spent a couple off seasons together, being able to work with one another, and he's so versatile, especially at that tight end position, and he creates matchups. I remember him tearing us up when he was at Ole Miss, and I was at Texas A&M. So I've been friends and following him for a while now, and like I said, was super ecstatic when I saw that we signed him. So just like I said, really happy to be able to keep building that relationship and take the field with him.
Thanks.
We could just go back. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
But if we just go back, talk about with working with DeAndre and AJ Green and Larry Fitzgerald, does it blow your mind to realize, yeah, I really did spend time and get to learn from 3 Hall of Fame guys almost at the same time?
Yeah, I was talking to the coaches today that whenever I go back and look at it, it's just a special opportunity. I don't know too many guys that can say that they've been in a wide receiver room with all 3 of those guys, let alone one of them, and just to be able to spend time with them and pick their brain and just grow a relationship with them as teammates and as brothers, it's something I'm forever grateful for, and I'm so close with all 3 of them. I text them all weekly, and we catch up and talk, and so they're all very happy for me, very proud, but they're definitely a large reason why I'm at where I'm at, and the way I'm able to play.
That's got to put a lot of pressure on you, though, right? I mean,
I like pressure.
Is it daunting to step out of their shadow, or are you eager to maybe get out here on your own and show what you can really do?
I'm very eager. I like I said, I'm very confident in my potential and my ability, and I feel like I have so much more left in the tank to be able to show and to be able to keep proving, not only to others but to myself, that I'm the player that I know I am. And so, like I said, just really happy for a fresh start and a new opportunity to be able to go out and do that. Thanks, guys.
What's going on, Zay? Welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. What was it that drew you to want to join? Was it the pitch from Doug Peterson? Was knowing that Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback? What was it that drew you to the Jaguars?
My heart. I mean, I went back and forth trying to decide between a couple other teams, and at the end of the day, I was just like, I want to be in Jacksonville, and that was the bottom line. I mean, there's no other explanation. I don't even know how to describe it myself, but I was like, I think this is a place I want to go.
So you like the direction in which the plan that they kind of have in place, and the direction things are headed?
Yeah, I believe in it. I think I've talked to some other players that have been with Doug and these guys, and they've told me a little bit about the offense and like how it works and schematically and things like that. But I just had to take their word for it, do my own research and things like that. But it's a great team, young quarterback who to me looks very, very promising and very good, and I believe in, and I want to be a part of something that's building towards the future. And ultimately, yeah, just my heart. I was like, yeah, this is the place I want to go.
Is Could you just talk about your journey through your career? I mean, traded from Buffalo, you got to be in the last game with Oakland, and then obviously the first game with Las Vegas. Just talk about your journey all the way up until this point, now signing with the Jaguars.
Sure. I feel as though I've been very fortunate because I've been a part of milestone moments in organizations' time frame. So it'd be the Buffalo Bills in the drought for the playoffs, and we went to the playoffs, and we ended that and had that blessing or that opportunity. Then coming into the Oakland situation where it's like we're leaving a great city who's adored football for a long, long time and get to be a part of their last game. Then entering Las Vegas, another great city or fabulous city that is starting the franchise there. So the inaugural season there, and to now come down here and just to be a part of an organization that is on the rise and moving forward, I just feel very fortunate and blessed to be a part of it.
What do you think you bring to this offense, and sort of have you taken a look at Trevor Lawrence? I'm sure you've heard of him and you know about him, but just what do you think you bring to this offense, and how well you're going to end up working with him?
Sure. I think I bring great versatility as far as playing inside and outside, explosiveness, great hands, great catching, smart mind, and ultimately I think the best thing is just the character of a teammate. Just try to be the best teammate that I can possibly be. Just be one of the guys, enjoy it. As far as Trevor is concerned, though, tall, powerful, can throw, can run, has all the intangibles of a promising, in my opinion, not too much pressure, a Hall of Fame career. And I think he's a fantastic football player. I'm excited to see the things that he does moving forward. Ultimately, I just want to be a weapon for him and just learn from him and try to teach him some things if I know some things, and just grow, not only just with him, but this offense and this team.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is today your first day back here since the playoff game with the Bills?
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. What do you remember about that game? The atmosphere here, or anything like that?
Yeah, I remember the atmosphere was crazy. Weather felt great. The loss didn't feel that good at the time, but I didn't quite know what to expect coming in as a younger rookie, but life came full circle, didn't it?
Hey, Zay.
Yeah.
You worked your way through Buffalo and Las Vegas and weren't highly paid, right? What's it like to put your name on a contract like the one that gave you the life-changing money that you signed today?
Just humbled and grateful that not just the money, like obviously that's a great aspect, but someone wants me and believes in me that much that they're willing to do that, because they don't just go handing those things out to people. So just humbled by it and grateful, excited for me and my family, and I would be in trouble if I didn't give props to my agent, Zeke Sandu. So thank you, Zeke.
Zay, welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you.
Derek Carr said last year that you work harder than anyone on the team. I guess if you could describe your approach to your work ethic and kind of where that started.
I think it started from a very young age. I had an older brother who was offered from everyone, and I didn't have those same opportunities. I had one offer coming out of high school, and that was East Carolina, and I really had to prove myself there. I started 4th on the depth chart. Going into camp, I remember it like it was yesterday, and I blinked and I broke 2 NCAA records and Blitnikoff finalist and all these great things that I had really earned. And so I feel like my life has kind of worked in that cycle of going into a situation where maybe the light's not shining on me as much, and I just got to work and prove that and do the best that I can to push forward. And by the grace of God, it has happened for me. Still, now I have more to prove, though. So just going to keep working hard, and I got a great group of guys to do it with.
Last year was unbelievable. I mean, the way that Coach Gruden was fired, and then you guy in your group with Henry Ruggs and everything you had to go through. What was that like, and how did you manage to go out there and still play football under those just incredible circumstances?
That's a good question. I think was a credit to the people that I had around me and had in my ear, my family members at the time, now my former teammates, of just staying together collectively as a group, because we knew we were in it together, and it was about the bond that we had created that allowed us to go through adversity, because families, relationships, for those married, anybody, adversity hits, right? So it's, do you stay committed to it or do you run from it? And even though adversity had hit pretty hard, it was easy to look around to left and right for people you want to fight for. So I'm hoping that I can bring that same sort of mentality to this group of culture when things get tough, when things maybe seem like they're going south a little bit. Let's change the identity and move forward together instead of, what maybe has been done in years past. No shade or anything, no disrespect, but that's just how I'm thinking.
Speaking of disrespect, for a guy who grew up in Dallas, what's it been like to go to Greenville, Buffalo, Oakland, Vegas, and now Jacksonville? It's a pretty diverse group of cities.
It is. I've kind of felt like I never anticipated those places. I think in Texas, I wanted to be offered by a Texas school. I wanted to go to an A&M or a Baylor or a UT or TC, whatever the case was, and that just didn't happen for me. And it was difficult to accept that, but I went to Greenville, and it turned out to be one of the best things in my life that I just absolutely love. And then I had my experience in Buffalo. I didn't anticipate going to Buffalo. I actually thought I was going to be drafted by somebody else. And I went to Buffalo, and there were great times, there were adverse times, but I learned a lot about myself as a man growing in the National Football League and how to handle and conduct myself. And then I went from the furthest East Coast team, per se, to the furthest West Coast team, to the Oakland, Alameda area. And at first, it was difficult for me to accept that because I felt like I had unfinished business in Buffalo. But Oakland was where I had been sent, and I had no say in it. And it turned out to be really, really great for me. I mean, just, working with Derek, working with those guys, and ultimately just taking steps and steps in my career. And then Las Vegas happens, and now it's this step in my life. So I'm just going, where I'm called to go, and I'm just trying to be the greatest, leader in that, and serve too. Serve those around me, serve my teammates, and just give my all. So as far as location-wise, I don't even know. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm happy I'm here. I'm standing in front of you now, and I'm grateful for this. So wherever God tells me to go, I'm going, and I'm happy with it.
Zay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Doug and Press have been known to, kind of use their receivers all over the place depending on the game plan and not pigeonhole them in one spot. How much does that appeal to you as a receiver, knowing you can kind of showcase your full skill set?
I think that's one of the things that drew me here too, was that I'm not just this. I'm able to do multiple things, or I can be used in multiple ways for however my team, my quarterback, my coaching staff sees best fit. And that's what I built my career on, from college playing slot to playing outside to Buffalo playing outside and slot. So just being able to move around, use my skill set to its entirety, and just being the greatest weapon that I can be.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All good, guys?
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Gerard still a big deal in East Carolina?
Of course. So is Chris Johnson.
I got it. Foye, just can you talk about what you bring to this defense, and ultimately what sort of drove you to signing with the Jaguars?
I think there's a lot of upside to this organization. At the end of the day, these guys, definitely put a lot of trust in me. That's why they came in and got me in free agency. And I just want to bring, I definitely work hard. I definitely bring a lot of, intelligence and to the defense, and really just trying to bring people along with me is what I talked about a lot today with some of the coaches. So get everybody on that kind of hard-working mentality, kind of have some grit, chip on the shoulder, and being able to grind and work to get better every day, get more wins here.
this team has sort of lacked playmakers defensively in terms of being able to turn the ball over. Obviously, I think you've had around five interceptions, 6 forced fumbles or whatever the past couple of seasons. So is that something you take pride in, being able to turn the ball over for the offense?
Being able to get the ball is very important on defense, and that's kind of been hammered into me by my previous coaches. Stealing possessions for your offense to go down and do what they do with the ball. And it's definitely a mentality. If you're not picking it off, you can do other things to get it, forcing fumbles or whatever. So just having that ball mentality as a defense in general will definitely bring you the ball more, just being opportunistic about it.
Hi.
Oh, okay. People raised their hands. I
Okay,
don't know.
sorry. I don't know what we were doing. Okay. Sorry. Congrats, first of all. Could you pronounce your last name for us?
Oluokun.
Okay, perfect. You only moved to linebacker as a senior, right, at Yale?
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
I was really an overhang safety. I mean, you can call it a linebacker, but I was out there in the slot.
Okay. Well, how has that progression gone for you in terms of coming from Yale and then slowly making the progression that you have?
Yeah, I think it's been a blessing that I didn't really learn the position until the NFL. I had no habits to break, just only habits to learn. And then obviously I had a coaching change after my third year, kind of not relearn how to play the position, but learned a different scheme and everything, and what they asked of me was a little bit different. So I think that even as a linebacker, I was a versatile player coming out of college, but even as a linebacker, I feel like I can do different things depending on, what the coaches want. What was the actual question that you asked, though?
Well, just like the progression, how that went and how you were able to kind of go from a guy who didn't really know it to...
I mean, I just put that pressure on myself to learn every day. When I did get drafted, I didn't expect to get drafted, but when I did get drafted, a lot of the advice that was given to me is, you got to earn it every day. Even the late round pick is basically being the same boat as an undrafted guy. So just learning every day and being able to get better every day was really what I put pressure on myself to do in order to stay on the team. And then when I found myself getting more playing time, obviously, you guys might not know, but our starter got hurt my rookie year. I got the opportunity to earn some more playing time. And then when he came back the second year, they put that trust in me again late in the season. We went on a little bit of a run. And that earned my playing time. Third year, I was able to start. But it's really just about getting better every day, not being able to say, oh, I'm good at this, but really like focusing in on saying, what can I get better at? Because I want to be a better and better player until I feel like I'm the best out there.
Pretty insane number of tackles for you last year. Is that a knack? Is that film study? Where does it come from?
It's a lot of effort. It is film study first. Film study, understanding what the team they're playing against is doing, and then when the ball's hiked and eventually some gaps are filled, some gaps aren't, being able to get to the ball regardless. I mean, it's a lot of effort throughout the game, and it did hurt a little bit, but whatever the team needs, the guys up, we got to go get them down. So got to get off of blocks. You got to find yourself around the football, which when you're around the football, the ball also comes to you. That's why I'm always running to it. But as a team, everybody has to be on that hunting mindset. You hunt, and then you're going to get rewarded.
Right here. Welcome to Jacksonville. Is there a level of excitement when you get to come here and your defensive coordinator played linebacker? I mean, he kind of knows what you're going through. He's going to be able to put you in a position to be successful.
Yeah, I think it's definitely very exciting. I had a long talk with him earlier today, and we kind of just minds bouncing off each other, just seeing how he sees the game, and it's just similar. So it's just very exciting to really feel like I'm a part of what he has in store, and he has a lot of trust in me already. So hope to keep earning his respect and do what I need to do out there.
And do you get excited when you see them? I mean, you signed your contract, and then they bring in a big guy like Foley who will be in front of you, help keep you clean.
Yeah, so Foley and I worked out during COVID season when everything was shut down, but Atlanta wasn't. And he came down. He came down, and we were working out together. So I knew him there. He went up to New York for 2 more years, and then we kind of always messaged each other back and forth, just because we're both Nigerian and kind of in the same boat. He was drafted 6th round. Just hard working, and love of the game and wanting to win. Obviously, our teams were not winning, but we always wanted to win together. So just seeing him coming in right after I was coming in, it's just like I messaged him right away, and he was like, "It's crazy, isn't it?" So. We're really excited to work together, and we'll run off each other and play with each other. Yeah, but we're gonna play well together. Love that. Love that.
Congratulations. Well, how important was it for you to, learn from guys like Deion Jones and Devondre Campbell the last couple of years, just for your development?
Yeah, I mean, I called them my vets. They were only in their second season when I got there, second or third season when I got there, but just showing me how to be successful in the league was very important. And then just seeing how they really took to coaching and how they prepared every day. And they're playmakers in their own rights. I mean, Deion, obviously, all them pick sixes and stuff. Dre just proved it again in Green Bay, and then got himself, what he wanted over there. But just watching those guys is just something to look up to and something to be. And then so I feel like I had to earn my right to play with those two guys playing ahead of me. It just pushed me every day to really become, on their level.
And then, wearing the green dot was obviously something you had experience with in Atlanta. What does it mean to you to kind of be, the voice of the defense, really the guy who's, in the middle setting everything up for everybody?
It meant a lot. It was a lot of respect given me by Coach P. So, I was very honored to have that green dot. At first, it was definitely something different just because, I used to play. I started off playing corner, then safety, then, over there we just get, half the call and play our play. And then just being in the middle of everything, making sure the D-line gets it, DBs get it, it was definitely something I had to, get used to. It took a lot because I run a lot in the game. I'd be chasing after the ball. Making sure I communicate and still even when I'm tired. But, I got really comfortable with it, and eventually we were all on the same page and started playing really well. Got turnovers every game for a long time in Atlanta there towards the end of the year. But I just kept growing with it, kept progressing with it, kind of like how my career has gone. Just I get a role, just keep getting better at it every day.
Appreciate
it.
Yep. Jaguars have had a few Ivy Leaguers that have come through here, and a couple of them have actually done pretty well. Do you feel any kind of motivation or whatever to sort of carry the torch for the Ivy League? Because obviously people think of that more as a place of academia than they do football.
I mean, I'll rep the Ivy League wherever I go, especially in the NFL where people it's the first time you're really going to see it be a knock on you. You went to Ivy League school, you didn't play against athletes, this and that. You might not be tough enough. You might have, so just being able to rep them and being able to, a lot of those kids hit me up while they're in college and saying, how'd you get there? It's just I don't really care what other people say. I knew that, I belonged in the league. Especially, I had some people that I knew earlier come to the league, and I saw that. And I was like, if they're in it, I can definitely be in it too. So I kind of give them the same advice. You see me in it. If you played with me or you played against me, you thought that, I was average or, I was second team all Ivy there my whole time. I never got first team. So that means every year I was safety, corner, all that. 3 positions, 3 guys better than me, I guess. And I mean, I'm not trying to dig on nobody, but if they think that they're better than me, then why aren't they here? You know what I'm saying? You got to have that mindset. If I'm on par with that guy, I should be, playing at the same level as that guy. And that's kind of how I took it. I've seen people who, especially when I got to training out there in Colorado, where I was training for Pro Day, didn't get invited to the Combine, didn't get no senior day invite, didn't get no NFLPA Bowl type thing. I saw these guys who I thought were decent athletes, good athletes, and I'm like, I'm just as athletic. So if some of those guys getting drafted, there's no reason why I couldn't, earn my shot to prove myself in the league. And I just had that mindset. So no matter if it's Ivy League or whatever, I put on for them. I'll definitely rep them so that they have that same aspiration to get here. But at the end of the day, I kind of do it for myself and proving it to myself that I belong.
Thanks.
You came from a division that has Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and really that's the league now is stopping the passing game first, except for now the AFC South. You got Henry, you got Taylor, you got dominant runners. Did that come into your decision? I mean, knowing that Jacksonville last year gave up 125 yards a game on the ground, teams have been able to run right at the Jaguars, and obviously that's your forte. So how much did you discuss that with Doug and Mike Caldwell about your responsibility and the influence on your decision?
Yeah, I talked to Mike. I said, what do you think what do you want to hang your hat on as a defense? Because obviously we have to be on the same page, him and I, with what he wants and me to portray that to the rest of the unit. He said he wants to stop the run. So obviously we have a league or a conference where they run the ball well, and that's just more opportunity for me. Is how I feel. It's just definitely fun to go up against that kind of competition and that kind of talent. But I tell myself a lot of times before I play a back that I feel like is good, if I go off against him, then I'll be recognized. Like, I'll get that respect, and it's just fun to play against those kind of guys. So, I'm happy that I'm in this division where I get those opportunities and stuff, and I'm looking forward to it.
We got time for like 2 more if anyone's got one. Otherwise,
Are you and Zeke still tight?
Yeah, we're cool.
Like, when did you guys first meet?
4th grade. Nah, I used to play against him in basketball in the city, and then eventually, like, our school is really academic high school, so I tried to get my basketball. I played for a team out there in the West County, which is kind of more, I'll say, affluent in St. Louis. I'm really from North County, Normandy, so the goal was to get everybody into my high school so we could have a dominant basketball team, and they did not get in. And then Zeke was in the inner city, like he played for a team in the inner city. And then I saw him at orientation after all my friends didn't get in. I was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, because I recognized him, and he was like, yeah, I guess I'm going here. So we became friends right then and there. That was 7th grade. And ever since then, he taught me how to football was his thing, basketball was my thing, all the way until he kind of convinced me, like, yo, football is the way to go. He was telling all the schools that was recruiting him to look at me. Then our coach, Gus Farrat, played in the league for a long time. He said I should play football. I listened to him eventually because football gets to eat more for free. And, never looked back from there. And eventually, when I was graduating from Yale, I was trying to train up there at Yale/intern, making sure I didn't lose out on those jobs, the opportunities that might come. And Coach Farrat told me, I got to put my whole effort into playing football. So I went out there to Colorado to train. I trained there still in the off seasons, but took off from there. But to answer your question, yeah, Zeke and I got a lot of respect for him, and I definitely credit a lot of the things where I've come today because of him. That I was talking about earlier, like when somebody who I felt like I was on par with athletically did it, there's no reason I couldn't do it. So I definitely got a lot of credit to him, respect for him, and we're still cool. I see him every offseason.
And last year was your first professional meeting? You're 0-1 against him?
2nd, 4th, 3rd. First, 3rd. So first was rookie year. That was my first ever start in the NFL. Yeah, I played decent. They won, though. I think they've always won. Second time playing was my 3rd year. And first quarter, I went crazy. I had like a whole bunch of tackles, 3 forced fumbles. And then I got a hamstring. I was just, exuding energy. And the first quarter was going on a long time. And then I was tired. I popped my hamstring on a tackle against CeeDee Lamb. In the first quarter, we were up like 21-something or 20, maybe. I don't know. We were up. And then they came back and won. And then last year they smoked us, so we got to play him again.
You know he's on your schedule this year.
That's cool.
What position did you play in basketball?
I was off guard. So, for the high school, I kind of played, depending on the matchup, like 1 through, we went to a small high school, so it was 1 through 4. I kind of brought the ball up the court and all that stuff. But I'll say I was an off guard, combo guard, AAU stuff, combo guard, depending on what team I played for. Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you very much.
Yesterday when we asked Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke about you, they said you're a culture setter, and almost in unison. What is it about you and the way you carry yourself that makes you this culture setter?
Just try to do everything the right way. Just try to be that leader on and off the field for anybody. If we have young guys, try to lead by example and show them the right way to do things, and just go about my business and do everything 100%. So.
Is there something what was it that sold you on coming to Jacksonville? Was it Doug Peterson being here? Was it something about the Jaguars? Was it Trevor Lawrence?
I would say all the above. I know a couple guys that played for Coach Doug, and they said nothing but good things about him. Coach Phil, O-line coach, I played with him for 2 years. So we talked a little bit, and blocking for Trevor, watching his tape, he's an outstanding quarterback, and we're excited for the opportunity. Yep.
Brandon, it's not easy to be a 5-time Pro Bowler before the age of 30. Could you talk a little bit about what you feel
was your biggest strength to get you to that level, whether it was just your own inner desire, your strength, whatever it might be?
I'd say all the above. Before the season starts, I always set goals for myself to try to achieve. And, honestly, I think the foundation was laid when I played at Iowa. The Coach Ferentz and all the stuff that he instilled in us. Reese Morgan was my O-line coach for a couple years, and then Brian Ferentz was my O-line coach for a couple years. And then Coach Doyle and Coach Braithwaite were my strength coaches. So just the way they go about things over there really laid that foundation. And then the O-line coaches that I've had, Coach Callahan, Phil, and then Coach Matsko and Travell at Washington. So they did a great job at just saying their expectations and, just helping me whenever I needed help. And I just, try to work my butt off 100% and just enjoy each and every day.
Quite frankly, the offensive line has kind of been a sort of a maligned unit over here the last decade or so. What do you think you can do to change that? Because they've had a lot of okay linemen here, but they haven't had difference-making linemen.
I would say just continue to do what I'm doing and just like you said, just focus on, taking care of myself first. If I'm not doing the right thing, then I can't help them. So just doing the right thing and, trying to be that leader for them. And if they have questions, and I'm going to try to help them out as much as I can.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the biggest thing that sold you here? I mean, Trent Baalke said yesterday that, obviously you was the #1 rated free agent guard. You obviously had offers to probably anywhere you could have went. But what was the selling point for you to come to a situation that's obviously trying to strive to turn it around? And what some of the things that sold you that this is the place you need to be at?
Like I said, Coach Peterson, like I said, I talked to a couple of my buddies who played for him, and they said nothing but great things about him. And then Phil, I played with him for a couple of years, and he's a great coach, and it's an honor to play with him again. My wife, she enjoys the beach, so you're not going to get any beaches like this in Iowa. So we just came from 30-degree weather, so it was a little cold this morning. So I would say all the above, and just the opportunity to work with the guys in the O-line and put a good product out on the field.
Thank you.
Yep. Sweet, awesome.
Do you know Brad Meester?
I've heard of the name, yes. I don't know him, but I've heard of the name, yes.
Well,
Aaron Campman?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Know Aaron?
Yeah.
Is
I think that's CJ Beathard.
Okay.
Yeah. CJ was my quarterback at Iowa.
Okay.
So.
But that wasn't enough to make you come here.
What's that?
That wasn't enough to make you come.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. I like it. Short and sweet. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.